Hello, I am Robin Warner and I am driving a 2021 Honda Pilot Black Edition. And someone smarter than me needs to explain something to me. How can this car, this Black Edition automobile, be all white? I mean, I know I'm accused of taking things too literally sometimes, but this is literally a black and white case. Someone explain this to me. Hey, where are you going? Don't fade to black. Where are you going? Hey, I need answers here. The Honda Pilot Black Edition is a small sport utility vehicle that seats 7 or 8, depending on the second row configuration, and comes in 7 trims: LX, EX, EXL, Special Edition, Touring, Elite, and Black Edition, which makes the Pilot you see here the top trim in the lineup. That means it comes with all the Pilot Elite fanciness, like a panoramic roof, heated and ventilated front seats, and a heated steering wheel. But it also gets black 20-inch wheels, special interior trim, red interior lighting, and other bits and bobs. This particular Black Edition has platinum white pearl paint for $395. The Honda Pilot LX with front-wheel drive starts at $33,725. The Black Edition models start at $51,395, and my test car cost $51,790. By the way, the Honda Pilot Elite starts at $49,985. So the different wheels, interior lighting, and other badges and accents cost you $1,500. The main competitors of the Pilot Night Edition are the Ford Explorer Platinum, Toyota Highlander Platinum, and the Volkswagen Atlas SLE Premium, which are the top trims in those vehicles' lineups. The Pilot Black Edition is powered by a 3.5-liter V6 producing as much as 280 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. That power goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission and onto all 4 wheels. It is 196.5 inches long, 78.6 inches wide, and 70.6 inches tall. The Honda Pilot Night Edition tips the scales at 4,321 pounds, kind of a countdown of sorts. This combination is good for 19 miles per gallon in the city, 26 on the highway, and 22 combined, this according to the EPA. Okay, taking a look at the outside of the 2021 Honda Pilot Black Edition. It's white, but it's called the Black Edition because, well, it says so right there. Also, by the way, if you're curious why the Honda logo is so big, there is some equipment behind that to help with the adaptive cruise control. Anyway, it's a Black Edition also because it has a black grille and it has black wheels as well as black trim around the windows and some other black accents and some black stuff inside. Generally, the shape of the Honda Pilot is, pretty standard 3-row SUV shape. It is definitely car-based and, does its job well. It's spacious and, I'd say looks unassuming as much as anything else. All right, let's go inside. Okay, there's a lot more black in here, right? It's a little bit easier to tell. And again, it says so. It's not hard to tell. And it's a little dirty, but it says so on the floor mat as well. Here. There it is. Otherwise, you have basically a Honda Pilot Elite, which is a very high-level trim. You've got lots of screens and infotainment. You have Qi wireless charging right there. Of course, you have Apple CarPlay, stuff like that. I was using it. It is wired. You got a lot of buttons on the steering wheel, including paddles. And you also have a heated steering wheel, which is a big plus at the end of January in Michigan. It's generally a well laid out interior, spacious, lots of room for a lot of people, and you know, I like it fine. I consider it, like the outside, unassuming, kind of blends in, but it's a comfortable place to be, comfortable seats, and a lot of equipment to work with, not the least of which is a big old set of sunroofs front and back. Not all bad at all. As far as cargo room is concerned, it is generally ample. Behind the third row, you get 16.5 cubic feet of space. Fold down that row, and that goes up to 46 cubic feet even. If you fold down the second row as well, you get 82.1 cubic feet to work with. But those are just numbers. Here are a couple of practical examples of what the Pilot can carry. Okay, that is 6 bundles of firewood with the third row folded down. Plenty of room, plenty of width, plenty of all the things you need. Could have doubled it, probably could have tripled it. Well, as you can see here, the Honda Pilot has plenty of room for probably one of the most common things you'll be requested to carry in it. All right, I did hear from someone smarter than me, and they did explain to me that the Black Edition is a name of a trim, and it's the black wheels and the black trim accent around the windows, and also, you know, the black badges and the red interior accent lighting, which is against the black. That all kind of makes more cohesive sense if you think about it. But I still have an issue with the fact that it's also not black. Why have a white Black Edition? I don't get it, okay? That's like hosting a party at sunset and calling it a sunrise party. That's like saying you take a car and you add horsepower and you make it less good. It just doesn't make sense. Horsepower is always good. Whatever. The point is the Black Edition model. It's basically the Honda Pilot Elite model with extra stuff, like specific trim package stuff, if you like that particular look. And, you know, if it works for you, I'm happy for you. But more generally speaking, this is a good SUV for, like, the SUV needs of the modern world, right? You have lots of seats, you have 3 rows to work with. You can configure this thing to either have a 3-row bench in the second row or a 2-seat setup that's more of captain's chairs like this car does. So the Honda Pilot can seat as much as 8 people, which is, you know, that's a healthy number of kids to have to take to soccer practice or whatever. So you can be that helpful parent if you want to be. And you can be that helpful parent in a comfortable, quiet place. The seats here are nice and comfortable. I have good support, and, you know, I have plenty of options, you know, lumbar in addition to the usual controls, which I appreciate. And you have lots of stuff to play with here. Obviously, navigation and all the other infotainment needs. Plus, that second row, you know, theater room basically gives you a lot of options to keep a family calm if you have to go on a longer road trip. So this instantly stands out as a great road trip vehicle because it also has a lot of space and it has a nice ride and is quieter than I expected it to be on the freeway. So there's a lot of needs that this Pilot can fill, and people have needs. So those are 3 good things right there. And then there's another fun benefit to this car. It's surprisingly quick. I was genuinely surprised at the peppiness of this 280 horsepower V6. I think something to consider, 4,321 pounds. That's a lot of pounds, okay? You're well over 2 tons at that point. But for this category of SUV, it's really not that heavy. In fact, not too long ago, I've driven cars that have a much smaller footprint than this Honda Pilot and actually weighed a little bit more. So the fact that this thing only weighs 4,300 pounds is actually a bit of an achievement, and you get the benefit of that achievement when you really stomp on the gas of this 3.5 liter V6. So let's do that. I mean, sometimes you got places to go, right? You've got kids that are late to practice. You've got meetings to get to, whatever else. This Pilot does okay. That 280 horsepower is felt, and the 262 pound-feet of torque gets things moving nice and quickly. It's a naturally aspirated engine. Power delivery is nice and linear. The 9-speed automatic transmission works well, shifts quickly, and you've got the paddle shifters if you want to be a little bit more selective about gears. I like to do that sometimes. I want to keep it in a lower gear when I'm going uphill and low speed, for example. That's a situation where transmissions can get confused on their own. And I like having that very easy way to manipulate what gear I'm in to get a little bit more control with very little effort on my part. So those are nice things. Part of the reason why the Pilot gets moving so quickly is because you do have an all-wheel drive system in here, and it's a sophisticated torque vectoring kind of system, which is pretty cool that it has it. But what's even cooler is you have this four-wheel drive torque delivery reading that shows up on the instrument cluster that you can view to see how the torque is delivered. And you can see how the system will deliberately drive more torque to the outside wheel in a corner, or will get all four wheels power so you have quick acceleration, or we'll just go to front wheel drive so you can get better fuel economy, say on the interstate. So that's a fun little thing to nerd out on if you're feeling a bit nerdy, like I do, you know, a lot. So the Pilot really does deliver a lot of strengths, and it does so in a convenient, easy to use package. But, you know, I am a car enthusiast and a big driving enthusiast, and there are some points that should be made here. So the Pilot has been out since the 2016 model year. This generation of Pilot has been around since 2016, and it is starting to show its age just a little bit. You know, I'm not really talking about styling so much. It is kind of, you know, a blend-in, middle-of-the-road kind of set of styling. But the behavior of the car, the graphics, and the systems offered in the car, the fact that it's wired Apple CarPlay, for example, and things like that, you know, it shows its age just a little bit in terms of like that kind of tech. And also, it's not the stiffest, sharpest chassis I've driven in a while. What I'm getting at is this is definitely not a driver's car, okay? This is not the driver's enthusiast choice. The ride is tuned to be very soft, and the body motion is heavy. You roll a lot into corners. You get a lot of pitch and dive, braking and accelerating. That's a part of the reason, I must admit, why this thing feels so quick, is because the whole vehicle launches backwards when you accelerate, and you get this whole big squat from the rear end. It's fun. It adds to the excitement of accelerating a little bit, but, you know, body control just isn't what you're looking for. And in the corners, you know, turn in is slow, the body leans way over to the side, and you're just not getting a satisfying experience on the road. But why would you want to try to get a satisfying experience on the road and then buy a 3-row SUV at the same time? This is to run errands. This is to go to McDonald's and Target and you know, Sam's Club or whatever, to just get big loads of stuff. If you want 96 rolls of toilet paper, you can put 96 rolls of toilet paper in here, or, you know, firewood or whatever else. You know, you can fit your wife and 6 kids if you get the model with the bench seat in the second row. You can load this thing up and it will manage it. And on top of that, I mean, it will tow 5,000 pounds if you get the all-wheel drive system. I think it's 3,500 pounds otherwise. So this isn't the driver's choice. This is the I've got to just keep my family moving choice. This is a car that has the look of an SUV, but the mindset of a minivan. It is built kind of from the structure out to make life of family, make family life just a little bit easier, and have ways to entertain your kids and keep yourself comfortable while you do it. And in that regard, I applaud Honda for what they've built here. The Pilot is a very good workhorse of a machine to get those things done. That said, a new Pilot can't be that far away because, like I said, this has been here since 2016. And I think there is an opportunity for Honda to deliver a little bit more of that Honda Accord excitement, where the Honda Accord is a family sedan, but you can still have a little bit of fun with it when you're behind the wheel. It still delivers good driving satisfaction. I think the Pilot has potential for that if it's tuned in just the right way, if the technology is put to use in the right ways to deliver that. We'll have to hold our breath and see. But for now, if you've got work to do as a family, this is a great choice to get it done. I'm Robin Warner. Thank you for watching.